What up guys, you read the title right. It is time for my top 10 EPs of 2023. But before we get into my top 10 EPs of 2023, I'd like to show you my honorable mentions. And there's 5 of them. Starting off with Live at Electric Lady by Denzel Curry. Live at Electric Lady is Denzel Curry's installment in the series of EPs of the same title, like Remy Wolf, Clairo, and dozens of others did before him. Like the title suggests, the EP is a collection of songs, from a few off of Melt My Eyes See Your Future, a couple covers, and a completely new song that are performed live at the Electric Lady Studios with a band. Denzel did something similar for my favorite deluxe album of all time, Melt My Eyes See Your Future Expanded Edition, so I was so excited to see this release. The songs from Melt My Eyes are arranged differently than they are on their originally release as well, so that extra unnecessary detail that Denzel did not have to add really gives this project its own atmosphere and individuality. Girlsosick is the 7-track EP from Please Kill Quinn, and this project sees her taking on some Pretty Girl Scumfuck's best production to date, with every track being produced by her, making sure to craft the perfect beats to complement Please Kill Quinn's unique rapping style. Please Kill Quinn opens up to the listener about her personal struggles with her identity and lack of motivation, just to name a couple of topics she touches on this 18-minute runtime. The production on this project works hand in hand with Quinn's vocals, even overtaking them in the middle of her verse at times. This loud and brash style may just sound like noise to you at first, but the more you listen, you hear the patterns in the sample chops and the drums. If that style is what you're into, this project is the perfect little earworm for you. Digital Dissociation is Kit's first project since their debut album, Screams from the Static, and it was released back in January of this year. This is a 6-track EP from the up-and-coming Australian musician Kit. She gives us a dark insight to her mental state and inner dialogue about a variety of factors in her life. From her gender dysphoria to suicidal thoughts, Kit doesn't spare any details when opening up to the audience on this project. Transitioning from the instrumental intro track Layer 02, we are met with the first vocal track on this project, Frostbite, which so happens to be the only track not produced by Kit herself. The production on this project is a huge factor of its unique sound. Hearing Kit flow over the eerie and distorted sound of Digital Dissociation creates a unique world that is depressing yet a pleasure to be in. Molto Stiles is a 7-track EP from the producer Stiles. Think of this project as something akin to like an Alchemist project in the format where there are a couple vocal tracks mixed in throughout the musical world that Stiles creates, with their smooth chops and beautiful sample arrangement. The 2 vocal tracks on this project are track 2 and track 4, containing features from creepysusie and Robin's Ghost on the first one, and Tori and Huaru on the second one. This project knows exactly what vibe it wants to give off and executes it perfectly. From the cover art to the name of the music, Stiles continues to be one of the most consistently great underground producers of the last year, and I don't think this project should go under the radar. Split Decisions is the 4-track collab EP from the massive UK rappers Central C and Dave. This is 16 minutes of quotable bars, amazing beats, and catchy hooks, with the introspective Our 25th Birthday to keep the balance of hype and deep content compacted into this EP, with the song being named that because this project actually dropped on both of their 25th birthday. The production on this project is a blend of the UK drill style we are known to see from Central C and Dave on their own respective works, with track 2 being produced by Santan Dave as well. Sprinter was the only single for this EP, but it is also my favorite one. Both of them rapping, going back and forth, trading flows really shows off the chemistry that you can tell they share in and out of the studio. Shout out to Kerwin for putting me on. Alright. Let's move on from the honorable mentions. They're great, but now it's time for my top 10 EPs of 2023, because we got some heat coming up here at the number 10 spot.
Stay true to yourself, never switch for a check, never stop calling my direct, triple texting me.
Sun God Rises is the collab EP between Brocko and Lucyen, with Brocko being the primary vocal performer, as Lucyen can only be heard on the outro track Peppermint Butler Anthem. Even though Lucyen is only on the last song, they actually have all the production credit for this EP. Brocko's voice and style of rapping complement Lucyen's unique take on boom bap production. It incorporates different styles of hip hop from trap, lo-fi, drum and bass, and soul sample beats to come together into a sound that is distinct to Lucyen. Lucyen flips samples in such a unique way that has you singing the beat to yourself all day. Brocko comes through and smoothly flows over this 5-minute EP talking about his come up, self-image, his motivations to make art, and his life goals setting the bar high for himself. But now it's time to move on to the next spot on our list.
Where to go when your heart ain't in it no more, and it's all I know. Holding on to my soul.
Scaring the Hose DLC pack is the expansion to the collab album Scaring the Hose between JPEGMAFIA and Danny Brown that sees Peggy and Danny diving headfirst into a new brash and abrasive sound that they've teetered on with previous projects. The DLC pack is definitely toned back a little bit compared to the main project, with the instrumentals on this project containing much calmer samples and not as aggressive lyrics, especially from Danny Brown, most notably on track 3 Tell Me Where to Go. The chemistry between these two continues to seep through these 4 tracks. The production on this EP was completely done by Peggy Melody with an SP404 Mark II, which is made apparent with how gritty and hands-on this EP feels. This 15-minute onslaught of top-tier lyricism shows off Danny Brown and JPEGMAFIA's ability to craft witty and lyrically dense quotables on anything they touch. The end of this EP sees Danny Brown going on a 1 and 40-second freestyle with no beat about his life and his current state in his rap career. This introspection from Danny Brown was just the foreshadowing for his amazing album that dropped later this year, Quarenta. And next up at the number 8 spot, we have the wild card of my list. Holding the Dog Sign is a SoundCloud exclusive release from MSpaintboi, seeing them release 4 of the tracks they debuted at my online music festival, Kibblefest. This project is a short but sweet collection of completely different tracks, from the DJ Puppycat produced Boom Bap track 2, Just to Make It Clear featuring Creepy Susie, the emo punk track 4, Never Knew, to the trap outro, Couldn't Be That. Nothing on this EP sounds the same, and I absolutely love it for that exactly. Holding the Dog Sign shows off how talented MSpaintboi is at anything they try to make. This 5-track EP is so catchy and replayable and has something for everyone, leaving anybody that listens to this project at least satisfied. And I'm not even gonna lie, you're gonna be satisfied with the next EP on my list.
No creek flow, grief over sediment and grain. No grease in my sheet, ghost haunted like a free home.
Those Who Wake is the sequel to Jaylock's debut EP, Those Who Sleep, and Jaylock's Spotify bio describes the sound of this project perfectly, this being introspective gloom bap. This EP is a more self-produced personal project with a very distinct mix and production style that complements Jaylock's voice and subject matters so well. The one feature of See No Show shows up on track 3, Hop the Turnstile, going back and forth with Jaylock, trading 16-bar verses. Throughout the 5 tracks that Those Who Wake provides us with, we get a lot of insight to who Jaylock is, whether that be his personal verses, production, or sample choices. All of this shows off what Jaylock is about. Those Who Wake sees Jaylock flexing all of his skills within production, writing, and rapping, bringing the listener to a whole new world for a short 11-minute and 11-second journey. But now it's time to move on to the number 7 spot. Minimix Volume 3 is the 3rd installment in the Minimix series from the pop duo Magdalena Bay. The reason the series of projects is called Minimix is due to the mix of different genres these projects have, with another reason possibly being due to the transitions being as seamless as a professional DJ playing their mix. Minimix Volume 3 is a blend of rock, pop, and indie with a dash of silliness as seen on Top Dog, which is the song I found this EP from. Throughout the 7 tracks, Mika fits perfectly over the production from Matthew, adapting to the completely different styles with ease. Wandering Eyes is the track from Minimix Volume 3 I always found myself going back to the most over the year, just because of how pretty it is. And the visuals for this EP are also amazing. It's like they made a long music video just for the whole project, so it's kind of more of a short film than an EP. But now we made it halfway through the list to the number 5 spot in my top 10 EPs of 2023.
I'ma get it like a lady some hay. I'ma get it like a lady some hay. I'ma get it like a lady supposed to.
Demonology is a 6-minute trap project that features production exclusively from Girlfrompluto, but that didn't stop Creepy Susie including her iconic record scratches and tags throughout the EP. The 3 songs on this project are so different from anything on Creepy Susie's previous project, Creepshow Volume 0, which primarily is more boom bap and sample loop production. With that being said, the different style that Susie shows off here acts as the perfect stepping stone between Creepshow Volume 0 and her album after this one, TurboGrafx, which is more tonally similar to Demonology. Even though there's only 3 songs on this EP, the substance is bursting through the seams, just seeing Susie do whatever style that she wants to. The catchiness and the writing and hooks on this project really shine here. Demonology shows off Creepy Susie's versatility, being able to rap on whatever Girlfrompluto throws at her. And now we're only one more spot away from the top 3, but first we gotta go through the top 4. We gotta do number 4. Okay, this is number 4.
Charge, hit him with that rock card. Bombard your psyche with mine. It'll leave you off guard. My place is calm.
Robin Skills comes back for her second project of 2023 with The Idol, delving more into the lo-fi roots of Robin's music. This is an 8-track homage to Robin's hometown, which is reflected across the theming and lyrics of this project. Robin touches on topics of leaving home, their support group, uncomfortability out in the world and with herself, and much more. These relatable topics let the listener step into Robin's shoes and really feel what she is saying, making for one of Robin's most personal projects to date, and the lack of features further emphasizes this, as everything on this project is coming straight from Robin's heart, in a short but sweet 13-minute runtime. Robin further solidifies herself as one of the best post-lo-fi artists in the underground, and she actually recently just dropped a whole expansion pack for this project, which includes 6 new songs, which honestly just makes this EP more of an album if anything. But yeah, it's still on my list right here. Okay, it's official. It's time for the top 3 EPs of 2023.
The judge too slow to shut up. I think my plug fell in love with me, my nigga, hold up.
VMU is a 15-minute journey that brings you into a world filled with Sega Dreamcast era nostalgia, an insane new style production from Cake, and top-tier lyricism. This project is the perfect introduction to Cake and her music, with this project having her further hone her skills in production and rapping, especially with this project being entirely produced, written, mixed, and mastered by Cake herself. VMU takes everything that Cake was building in the past and elevates it to an almost professional level of quality, as the production has been improved with the addition of her SP404, most notably on the track SP404 Freestyle. Cake still manages to stay the star of every track, even with the 3 features from I Love You So Much, Mondo the Alien, and ISO 3G. If you pick up this project on Cake's Bandcamp page, you'll gain access to alternate cover art, the instrumentals, and bonus beats too, with one of those bonus beats also being used on her collab EP with It's Disbelief, vinylcat. And next up at the number 2 spot, we have an EP from another Kaiju Highway member.
Broke down before I ever got to show off. Nowadays my friends make plans that I just blow off.
Found Footage is a 7-track, 13-minute EP that is entirely self-produced, written, and mixed by Mondo the Alien. Each track is unique as all of the drums on this project were made out of the sounds of a dishwasher, coffee maker, office supplies, typewriter, and a washing machine, as the title of these songs suggests. This project presents itself as a random tape that Mondo wants to show her friends, as shown through the voice messages left by Mondo that are scattered throughout the runtime. This off-kilter presentation and soundscape is the main appeal of this project, but Mondo does not disappoint with her verses on the 5 vocal tracks, as she jumps from topics concerning her identity, being treated fairly, her come-up, and much more. This was a great concept EP that never overstays its welcome and leaves you satisfied, but wanting more. So I really hope she does a sequel to this project at some point, because I think you can really do a lot with this concept. Okay, and now it's time to talk about my favorite EP of 2023. And something interesting about this EP is that the person that made my favorite album of last year and the person that made my favorite EP of last year actually came together to make this. So yeah, here it is, my favorite EP of 2023. vinylcat is the debut project by vinylcat, a collaborative effort between It's Disbelief and Cake. This project was recorded and partly produced over the span of 1 week in Phoenix, Arizona. This 6-track EP does an excellent job at compromising Cake and It's Disbelief's approach to music to create a unique, gritty, but still clean style. While Cake is still self-producing on 2 of the 6 songs on this project, this is one of the first times we see her hopping on outside production, which adds to the chemistry between Cake and Dis, as It's Disbelief typically exclusively raps on outside production. From boom bap to trap, vinylcat proves that they can do whatever they set their mind to, and they also recently released the 3 bonus tracks that were available on Bandcamp as a full complete edition of the project on Spotify. There's more personality that seeps through this project than almost any other project that I've heard this year, and it acts as such a beautiful time capsule of the time that everyone got together to make this project. And with that being said, if this EP was categorized as an album, it would also be in my top 5 albums video. That's a little bit of overkill, so I won't do that. I'll just keep it here at the number 1 spot of my top 10 EPs of 2023. What did you think? Did you like it? I mean, I liked it, but of course this is just like the music I listen to, so of course I'd like it. I just really hope you guys like it and go check out some new music, because there are some gems in here. But yeah, I guess I'll see you later.